Are you an absolute filthy weeaboo degenerate?
NANI?!
Do you have a burning desire to study the blades so that you may smite all who wish to oppose your might? Were you that guy who used knives only in COD when everyone else was shooting at you with a gun? Then Splatoon has the weapons for you. Welcome to Should You Play, a totally original concept for the channel that definitely wasn't abandoned 4 years ago after a single episode. Please don't look that up. In today's episode, we're going to have a look at one of Splatoon's newest classes of weapons, the Splatanas. So let's get started, shall we? So, first things first, if you look at all the weapons in this game and decide the Splatana of all things is for you, you're clearly not right in the head. Seriously, this is a game where your enemies will be dual-wielding automatic pistols, sniper rifles, literal sniper rifles, shotguns disguised as umbrellas. Alright, maybe those aren't so bad, actually. An actual, fully automatic Gatling guns. All of this and more is at your opponent's disposal, and you decide, no, I'm gonna slap the shit out of them with a windshield wiper. Yeah, you're insane. However, as a Splatana player, you have the very specific advantage of weaponizing your perceived insanity and getting into the heads of your opponents before anyone's even fired a shot. I mean, if I'm using a heavy fucking machine gun and my opponent brings a fucking sword, I'm shitting bricks, cause who brings a sword to a gunfight and is this confident about it? Look at that face! That's the face of a guy who's got at least one body in his closet. While your opponents might be perplexed at the idea of a crazy person bringing a sword to a gunfight, it is your job, no, your duty, to communicate to them that no, it is you who brought a gun to a sword fight. And in some cases that is quite literal, as the Splatanas can actually outrange some of the shooting weapons in the game. It's pretty funny. Being a new weapon, the Splatana only comes in two flavors at the moment. You got the little teeny wiper and... That's right, the big one is also a fucking chainsaw. How sick is that? You get to run around with a fucking chainsaw sword? Hell, I can end the video there. If that doesn't convince you, nothing is going to. Anyways, both Splatanas have their pros and cons. The little one has a bigger focus on speed and mobility with a faster attack speed and insanely high strafe speed while firing. The trade-off is that its attacks are relatively weak. The big one's got more of a focus on power, being able to quickly splat with some well-timed 1-2 combos. But its attack speed is slower and it doesn't get the strafe speed of the wiper. Choose whichever you prefer, but honestly, if you get the hang of one, you'll probably be fine with the other. It's just a matter of personal preference and what your team comp needs at the time. So, what can you do with the Splatana, you might ask? On the surface, this looks like your average melee weapon like a ruler or a brush, but both of them actually have quite respectable range. They're good at poking and annoying your enemies, and obviously because they're swords, they're extremely deadly up close. The Flings Roller might look like a Swiss Army knife, but the real Swiss Army knife was a katana the whole time. If you've been paying attention, you'll notice that the Splatanas have two fire modes, the light slash and... Anyway, the light attacks are spammable but aren't very deadly on their own. They're really meant for comboing with subs or to clean up after a teammate, not really for an opening move. The blade beams are going to be your bread and butter for these weapons. You use these to poke and harass opponents till you have an opportunity to get close. And what happens when you get close? Remember how I said this was a melee weapon?
Yeah, boy.
This is the single most satisfying hit to land in the entire game. Hands down, bar none, this is not a discussion. Fuck your blaster directs, your E-liter snipes, your H3-1 bursts, all of those pale in comparison to walking right up to your opponent and cutting them the fuck in half. Be warned though, the moment you land one of these, you'll spend the rest of your days whiffing direct hits when you have a perfectly clear shot at your opponents from a safe distance with your teammates. I don't blame you though. Landing a Splatana one-shot is a high better than Coke. It's a sensation unrivaled by anything else in the world. Every one shot you land feels better than the last, and you feel truly alive every single time. And when you get 2 people at once, the Splatana one-shot is the solution to literally all of your problems. Someone camping your super jump? No, they're not. Someone camping a ledge you can't reach? No, they're not. Inkvac stopping your push? Fuck out of here. Outnumbered on the tower? I think the fuck not. They should ditch the names Wiper and Stamper and just call them the Splatana Sweepers, because with this weapon, you'll simply sweep all of your biggest problems under the rug or into the trash, where they belong. So, what are you waiting for? Pick up a Splatana today and become the Blade Master you've always wanted to be. Embrace your inner weeb and show the entirety of the Splatlands that you have the power of God and anime on your side. Yo, in the comments, I need you to rate my Getsuga Tensho out of 10, alright? It was really embarrassing to do out loud, and I hope it at least sounded good. Gas me up real quick.